Hi people, guess who we've got in today? If you don't work in an estate agency, this is Jerry Lyons, a content king online. I can say that because he won't blow his own trumpet, but he's pretty good. For people who don't know, tell us a little bit about you, what you do, where you work, how you do it, like what's your crack?
Okay, so I started to start because I think it's quite important.
Because you used to be a journalist, didn't you?
Yeah,
Many years ago, yeah.
Before that, I'll go back even further.
Oh, do it, do it.
So left school, no qualifications, Irish working class background in London. All of us went to work with our dads.
Sound, yeah.
So I was a bit cocky at school. So I don't care. I'm going to get a job with my dad, which was given.
Yeah, cool.
So I went to work on a building site for about probably 2 days. I thought, I hate this. Chris Rock talks about going in the toilet and crying at work. And I did that.
What did they have you doing? You just like labouring and...
Just not even labouring because I was the foreman's son. He was the foreman, so he gave me the easy job.
Got yeah, right.
It was just horrible. I think I lasted 2 weeks in fairness. And then probably a series of dead-end jobs to about 30. I had a market stall, which was important actually, because now I look back at the market stall days as being really good grounding in what I'm doing now.
What, just being in front of people, talking, communicating?
And learning from people that knew how to market. But I met some great characters, and one of them always sticks in my head because I use him as a marketing example, and it's a guy called T-shirt Tony. What I learned from him was the importance of presentation. He had a really nicely presented store with all these T-shirts.
Right.
Really looked good.
Eye-catching.
Other things like he'd always make people wait a little bit longer than they needed to in a nice way.
Right. Explain.
Well, he said to me, and it's always stuck in my head, nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd.
That is so true.
Right.
So true.
And he'd build up, and this is like other market store holders had the same techniques, but because I was near Tony.
You were keeping an ear on him, yeah.
And he said that about it. Just make him wait a little bit more, have a little bit of banter with him, make him feel special. Right. And these are all things estate agents can do, by the way.
Isn't it just? Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
I worked with a guy and he'd have a waiting list for the instructions he took on.
I know a guy.
There's people going, what? I've got to wait to sell my house with you.
Yeah.
Maybe the market's slightly different now. But at that time, he was making them wait and they would wait. What sort of changed my life was I set up a removal company.
Nice.
And that went really, really well. Unbelievably well.
Yeah.
Years. And it was a mixture of stuff I'd learned on the markets, just looking after people. And I don't think business is hard.
No, people make it hard, right?
They make it hard because they want to look clever.
Yes.
And the smartest people I know are often the most understated, right?
That's so true.
Probably the smartest estate agent I know, Asad Riaz, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Everything sounds simple. You get some people and they're high profile. They're all over social media. But they're not high performance. And you get other people that don't really post about their record year. Well, they don't post about their record years and what they've done.
They just crack on and do it.
Crack on and do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So true, yeah.
Like under the radar, but they're high performance, not high.
They're the ones to actually keep an eye on if you can, because they're not.
They're the ones that you want to get to know.
People like being asked their opinion, and in a nice way. It makes you feel, whether it's your children and they need something fixing or like whatever's gone on with the iPad or the bike or the football, that's nice because you're helping someone you love out. But equally in business, I think, like people are often. Of course, I've got time for that.
Yeah.
How nice that you think I might know more than you and that you want to talk to me about it.
I totally agree, but I'd caveat that by saying, be careful who you ask.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there's a great line in a Jay-Z song where he says, people talk about how to do it, but they've never did it. So if you want to get good at something, you have to talk to someone who's good at it.
Consistency. I wanted to ask you about consistency because you've been consistent. You've talked to me about the daily idea.
Right, so I've got ADHD
from school days, or you just get bored? Not bored, actually.
Till recently, really, in relative terms.
Yeah,
but it makes sense. I got bored very easily. I'd much rather be playing football than anything else.
Yeah, of course.
And that manifested itself in business as well. Sometimes, I think I've done this. That's boring. But the daily idea was just a way of me going. I've got all these ideas. There's like
whiteboards full of them.
It's like idea asteroids. And they're not all mine. It's like I'm hearing things. It's a great idea.
Yeah, jot that down.
That's great. But I tend not to jot stuff down.
Okay.
So it's like, that's a brilliant idea. That's a brilliant idea. So how can I do it in such a way where I'm going to keep myself accountable and consistent? And last year I did it for just my members in my group.
Right. Okay.
And I did 365 days.
Yeah, because
every day we had an idea. And then this year we opened up it to everyone. So I post every day on social media. And the great thing about the really good ideas, they're almost timeless.
Yeah, like you were saying before about communication, customer service, over sort of delivery and all.
All this sort of stuff. And things like that form our daily ideas. But what we'll look at is...
We talk about, you posted one this morning. Was it this morning or yesterday?
Yeah.
Said you were coming up to the studio, and it's about creating a video story or video journey with a client, right?
Yeah.
So what does that look like for people who are maybe just getting into video, maybe not?
Yeah. So one thing I will say about video and estate agency, I think is probably the most powerful tool.
And also, I don't know whether you agree or not, but hardly anyone's doing it, which is a weird thing to say, because those that are doing it see everyone else doing it, but actually not everyone's doing it.
It is really interesting, because I agree with you, and there's not many people doing it well, and the ones that do really, really stand out.
We always name drop Ian's story, because he's a lovely man. He'll be watching. He's a big fan. Oh, is he? Right. Yeah. He came on a training course down here at the studio probably 4 years now, and like he'll walk up the front path and someone will open the door and go, "Hi, Ian," and he's never met him before. They just thinking that they know him because they've seen all these videos and stuff. And we've often said in video training that we do here at the studio, estate agents, not completely niche, but like 90% of your local market is in your protracted postcode, right? Maybe if you're in London, you've got a lot of foreign investors or whatever, but your people are right there. Like you don't have to talk to Scotland or London if you're based in Grantham. You can do some real damage on your local market and become not famous, familiar, like to the point where you'll get people who you definitely don't know smiling at you in Sainsbury's or Asda or something, and you're like,
might be they fancy you.
Well, you never know. But it's that Ian Story effect where they know him before he gets to the house. So I mean, I'd say 9 times out of 10, unless he really messes that up, he's probably got that instruction.
All the pieces matter. So if you knock on the door for evaluation, it's just funny because Wendy actually said this. We're not using this. So the guy knocks on the door. I thought it was all right. Come in. Property and all this. We're not using it. Why? He didn't take his shoes off. Didn't offer to take his shoes off.
It's tiny.
And just that knock on the door, he's got an ID badge. It's nothing official, but it's reassuring.
It is.
From whoever, like Lyons Estates.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Great agency.
But they might know you already because you've been doing videos. So all these pieces matter. They're together.
It's all a long run up to that meeting, first meeting.
Exactly.
If you're first to market with video, the rest of your competitors in the area are reeling right now. They're like, damn, I was supposed to do that. I was going to do that. Because everyone's thinking about doing it. Some of the more long-standing owners of estate agents have probably got they think they've got a local reputation to protect by going on video. They're going to ruin that. But
listen, we're only here for, I don't know, 60, 70, 80 years.
Not long.
Normally, it don't matter if you cock up a video.
Nah.
I've seen sometimes with estate agency videos and business videos is when you see someone and you know they're being a bit pretentious. I hate pretension. I'm quite laid back about stuff.
Yeah.
The minute I think someone's being pretentious with me, that's normally when my little chip on my shoulder comes in, and I have to tell them what's what.
Yeah. Because,
And I think I sometimes see estate agents, especially if they're doing a video tour, sometimes they have to do it. And, this breathtaking lounge. And it's not breathtaking, mate. Having an asthma attack is breathtaking. What you're talking about is just a fairly decent front room.
Yeah. Like,
I really hate that. I had a chat with Matt Giggs at the Life Cycle event I forget when it was this year. And we talked really briefly about AI. And he said something I thought was really interesting to give him a shout out. He said, we need to mix AI with EI. Emotional intelligence with artificial intelligence. That's where the magic will happen. It sort of scales humans. We have to be very careful with it. I think we really do.
Yeah, it's not a joke, actually, that point in particular, is it?
But it can be done ethically. You can make ethical use of AI. I think any estate agent that's relying on AI to write their content is in a real race to the bottom. I think there's going to be a movement, a bit like you've got fair trade, right? This was written by a human. This was produced by a human.
But how do you verify? You've
just got to be honest and have some sort of external company check that. If you've got a robot speaking to somebody, then I find out I've been speaking to a robot and I didn't know I was speaking to a robot.
You told me it was a human, or
if you go chatbot, they're going to answer that. Most of those,
like
that's fine. But when it gets into the realms of, they say that you can have conversations now, and it will feel like speaking to you. Then if I think I've been mugged off,
Yeah, there is
how
that.
dare you get some robot speak to me
Yeah.
about my property transaction or my purchase?
Yeah,
or
this is
whatever.
important to me. I want to speak to a human.
This is important. So I think agents should embrace AI, use it ethically,
Yes.
careful around it as well. In video with AI, it's almost like you think, like, if all these people can use robots, let's push out our humans. Let's do more video, personal
With
video.
more humans.
Yeah, with more of our team.
Yeah.
It's like we said about we want to be with the ethical agent network. We want to be more human, and Amanda said, yeah, but we're using avatars at the moment for our.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, we are. We need photos. I do think AI will kill off anything average. If you're an average blog writer, if you're an average videographer, if you're an average note taker,
You're gone.
I believe so. It will get to the point of being very good, where you go, I can't tell the difference. But that's when ethics come into it.
Talking ethics, like, what is the Ethical Agent Network?
Right. So the Ethical Agent Network is something we're launching in September. And we believe we've got the core group of clients who have said, yeah, we want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So the Ethical Agent Network ultimately is set up to help ethical agents succeed. And people say, well, what makes an ethical agent?
Yeah.
So it's like you have to be accepted. You have to have a certain level of Google reviews. We've got an advisory team made up of the likes of Assad, Spencer, Vicky, Luke Sinclair.
Oh, amazing. Right, okay, yeah.
Top agents.
And they're cream of the crop, aren't they? Yeah.
They're criminal crop and they're ethical. So we're doing like a peer review of the application.
Right.
We look at what people are doing in their community. A big part of what
Yes.
we do is community stuff.
Yeah.
And what we do as a network is it's not just about referring money and all this sort of
Right.
One of the key differences with us is we don't do kickbacks. What interests us is not the kickback, but what we call the community give back. So you know what, and partners, it works on two fronts. Agents will have to be approved.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
From the board.
Have to be approved. It's very important. It's pointing to something wrong in this ethical agent network.
Isn't there?
It
brings the whole house to cards down, doesn't it? Yeah.
brings everything down. All the pieces matter.
They do.
And the same thing with partners, suppliers. Like, we know you, right? So we wouldn't have to go through all the hoops and that sort of stuff.
Right, yeah.
With a company like you that we know. And this is the thing, with having an advisory team, they'll go, well, we've dealt with them, they're rubbish, or we've dealt with them, they're really good, they don't overcharge, they don't have excessive terms of and conditions.
Yeah.
Automatic renewals, that's a big one that's been drawn up with us. We've set out, and they'll become clearer over the next sort of couple of months, is what we call promises. So the Ethical Agent Network, we make a series of promises. We're going to do certain things. We get our members to sign up to making certain promises to their clients. And we get our partners to make certain promises to their clients who are the members ultimately.
Okay, that's interesting.
So rather than going code of ethics or calling it a chart, we call it a promise. I would break a contract before I break a promise. We've got, in the Ethical Agent Network, we've got 6 pillars. Their content being the first one. We provide content for it.
All right.
Ethically sourced, not written by AI. We do it.
Written by humans.
Community is twofold. It's a community of like-minded agents, and also we do community support for our Karma Club. We'll actually give money to them to support.
Yeah, you do. You've done well there as well. Yeah.
30,000 at the moment.
Is it really?
Yeah, 30,000 in.
I mean, like you, Stephen Brown, with the laptops for schools. There's so many. I mean, and props to you on a show like this, but. Yeah, man. Like it's nice to see that there's that charity arm.
Yeah,
that just happens.
We've got care as one of our pillars. So the care part is we're going to offer courses and training access to people, not just professionally but personal development.
Amazing.
We've got that mental health.
Yeah.
Deals for people to say, right.
Yeah. Amazing.
Our members discounts to access mental health, certain trainings.
Yeah.
We get somebody like a Rob Brady involved as well.
Top man. Yeah.
Exciting.
Big time. Yeah.
So you've got care, you've got content, you've got community, you've got collaboration. They work together. That's quite, ethical agents working together, referring each other. Courses, every month we'll have a trainer either from the industry, I'm hoping from outside the industry, come in and do a mastermind or do a masterclass, should I say.
Really?
From outside. So
that's interesting that you do take time and energy to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So every member of the Ethical Agent Network has a cost center. And part of their cost center will go towards courses.
Okay.
So they'll all pay for training. So you imagine you get 100 members, 50 quid of that is going towards coaching and courses. You've got £5,000 a month.
Yeah.
No independent agent on their own can afford to get, I don't know, the likes of a Josh Fegan.
Yeah. But
through the network,
collectively,
the power is in the collective.
So then they'd all meet up at a location and all share the same.
That's one of the final thing is connection, and that's bringing them together.
Right. Okay.
Because of obviously with the rise of AI and stuff like that, digital world, but we want to have like events where they come
share some ideas,
exactly,
benchmark, best practice,
and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, we'll leave it there, mate. Cheers for coming on.
Thanks a lot.